What is going on, guys? It is one of those days where I've just got a feeling it's going to be good fishing. It is wet, it is miserable, my feet are already wet, it's cold. Let's get fishing. I'm fishing pretty heavy today. Well, the kit I've got on is light. I've got a 0.06 mil braid, rates at about 3 to 4 kilos. We've got it down to really thin 0.1 mil wire. That's nice to have on just in case there's any pike around. We've got a relatively heavy 15 gram jig head, and then we've got a small fat impact swing style bait. Always chance of a pike at places like this, so we're going to do a range of different types of fishing and see what's biting. I've dropped down the jig size. We're on a 7 gram now instead of that 15 gram. I might pop up a little bit heavier in a bit, but I do want this rain to just finish down a little bit. It's pretty miserable. It is supposed to not clear up, but at least slow down a bit in the next 20 minutes or so. I've only got about an hour this evening. I've come out for a little cheeky hour session just since the rivers have dropped probably another kind of foot since I last came. I've got a nice neutral coloured lure on, around about 10 centimeters, nice and fat. I've got him on a 7 gram at the minute, one on a 14 gram I think, to get him down a little bit faster. The water's slowed down a bit since the flooding that we've had, but I do want to think to be up on that kind of 10 to 14 gram just to really slam onto the bottom quickly. Up and down, fast action in this, you know, early autumn flooding that we get on this river. Hard to see the braid going into the water in this rain, so I'm gonna have to take some of the casts a little bit careful. But I'm gonna move down onto the corner in a bit where there's a little bit more cover, a little bit more weed action close in on that shelf. So this stretch of the Avon has a nice shelf that runs along it. It's only about 5 feet out on this stretch, but it drops down from like, I don't know, 5 feet at the most to around about 15 feet. So it's almost, it's not vertical, but it gets down quick. Within a couple of feet out, it is a lot deeper. So obviously when you're reeling in, you've got that ledge to watch out for. It does hold a lot of fish around it, but also it does offer a lot of snagging opportunity, which you obviously need to be careful for sometimes. Oh, there's a pike. It came out a lot faster than I thought it would then. Let's loosen that drag a little bit. Not bad fish either. If he wants to have a go, he will. Here he goes. It's only light kit that I'm on. See if we can't scoop them up quick. You ready? Stinging nettles. And in. Well guys, we got the hook and all tangled up in the net, but we got the fish. Nice little one to have on the light setup. Hook's all super tangled in the net. We're gonna get this beaut back. My battery, but it's a GoPro battery, so 50% means 0%. Let's get this guy back. Hopefully the GoPro battery caught some of that at least. They're bloody annoying things. I don't know what it is, but those batteries just sometimes reading full and then apparently being empty, or sometimes being say they've got charge left and then dying on you randomly just as you need them. So hopefully we got some of the footage. Hopefully we've got a good show off of that fish. This bait is obviously an attractive one for pike at least. It's just a fairly round shad, white shad. Really good wobble to the tail. Really soft bait as well, something I quite like. But we should just be able to bounce this along the bottom, or even just go with a slow retrieve and get some hits from somewhere, but we'll see if there are any other small pike around. one chuck out. Fish this very much like I would for zander, which is just let it sink right down. It's on a 7 gram, which is probably a little bit too heavy for this mini crawl. Usually I like a between 3 and 5 gram jig head, but I'm going to let this one sink right to the bottom. A couple of turns and then a pause. We're just letting it bounce along the bottom. We're just going to try one of the casts that, one of the retrieve patterns which I've been recommended a lot on a bait like this, which is chuck it in, let it sink down to where you want it in the water column. For me, that's going to be towards the bottom, and then just slow, like ridiculously slow, too slow. What feels uncomfortable to do, level slow. Just bouncing along the bottom is my concern with this, and if it's snaggy, we're just going to lose tackle. Okay, let's keep moving. This bait is looking good in the water, at least for the last 5 minutes fishing. We'll have a quick chuck along here. We've got margin edges to fish, so we'll give them a go. Got the margins, and these last couple of pegs to check, and then we will call it a day. Not exactly the session I planned, but I love catching a pike, so pikes are pike, and on the light kit they're great fun.